Hello, my name is Nicole Skrzykowski, and I am a Senior Gold Ambassador with Plexus Worldwide. And today I wanted to just take a few minutes to talk about duplication and what I've been learning in that area. So we'll just jump right into it. I will share my screen and we will start learning. Okay, so duplication, as I think we all know at this point, or if you don't know yet, you'll very quickly learn, is a very important part of ranking up. Whether your goal is diamond, gold, or somewhere in between, it doesn't matter. You're gonna have to learn to duplicate in order to create a significant paycheck, or in the bigger long run, residual income. So how do we do that? So it is obviously, like I said, a key to financial freedom, and you're gonna need people to work with you. You're gonna need business builders. And if you've been looking for them, well, you might be looking for a certain type of person, but business builders are not found, they are made, they are developed. So that responsibility lies on our shoulders, and it's a skill, just like recruiting, just like retention, just like leadership. It's a skill that can be learned, and that's what we're here for today, right? So what do you need to do to develop your team or your people or your friends into business builders? So duplication is about simple systems, right? So that's what this is. It's 4 simple things: teaching your people how to post, teaching them how to reach out, how to follow up, and then how to have their people do the same thing. And so something that I have been trying to hone in on and learn about is this idea of send, share, and invite. That's a whole system just on following up and recruiting, a perfect system to create duplication. Oh no. So posting, let's start there. Okay, step 1. Think about the 5 E's, right? If you haven't heard that before, that is, engage, educate, entertain, express, and earn. These are different topics or areas that you can use to post on your social media. So you might hear different E's depending on who you talk to or who you hear this from. But the idea is to serve your audience, to add value to them. And so these 5 E's are an easy way to kind of get your gears turning and have ideas on what to post. So maybe you ask a question that everybody can comment and play along with, or maybe you share a story to entertain them, or you share something that you learned, whether it be related to the products or the business, or just something that you learned offhand that you think that someone else will find interesting, that type of thing. So when you're posting, you want to use a picture, right? If you're sitting in the Chick-fil-A line, scrolling your phone, if you see a big long text post, are you going to stop to read that? No, because Chick-fil-A is fast. So you only have a couple minutes to get your scroll in. So we have to have pictures along with our text in order to get people to stop their scroll. Another important part of stopping their scroll is a good headliner, right? Like a newspaper, that big bold font at the top. You want to have a good question, a good sentence, a good attention grabber. Just like those essays that your English teacher made you write in high school, you want your readers' attention. You want them to keep reading. That's how you do it. You use a good picture, clear photo, not a bunch of clutter behind you, a picture of a face or your family or your pet. The human brain and eyes love faces. It's just how we're wired. So work with it, not against it. And I already got into this 3rd one, which is asking a question. Even if it's in your story, ask how they can relate to this, or if they've ever experienced this. You can encourage people if they've been going through a hard time, or life just comes down hard on everybody at times. So being that light on somebody's Facebook or Instagram is awesome, because how many positive posts do you really see in a day? Maybe you have a fantastic friend group, but I think that more often than not, our media is negative, it's cluttered, and it's full of garbage and head trash. So if you're a light, if you're encouraging and uplifting, you're gonna stand out from everybody else. This goes for yourself and the people that you talk to. When you're posting, stay true. You know, you don't want to be throwing up spammy posts, you know, using language that you never talk with. People are, they know you. That's why they're friends with you. That's why they're following you. So when you do post, make sure that it sounds like you, that it's authentic. And if you wouldn't say it to them in person, if we were both sitting here with a cup of coffee, don't put it on your Facebook. Be authentic to you. That's the beauty of this, is as long as you're doing the work, you can't do it wrong. There's not a one way to the top. You know, the way that you post might be super formal and proper with great grammar and great lighting. And the way that, you know, someone else posts might be too many commas or not enough. And maybe they use a totally different filter than you. But you know what? As long as they're being authentic to who they are as a person, their friends, they're going to keep reading their posts. They're going to keep following along. And another way to, you know, not make your Facebook feed turn into a 30-second advertisement between, you know, your favorite TV shows where everybody gets up and runs to the bathroom or the kitchen and grabs their food. Weave Plexus in your lifestyle. It doesn't have to be a salesy post with a graphic, and, you know, it doesn't have to be perfectly prim and proper. You know, if you were dealing with migraines before you started Plexus and you've been taking them for 3 weeks and your headaches are half of that, talk about how busy your day is or how you don't get enough sleep, and that normally that's a trigger for you. And now it's not. You know, it doesn't have to be this long-winded, inauthentic essay on Facebook. It can be a short 3 sentences. It can be just a blurb about how this is improving your life, and they will see, oh my gosh, it's that simple. Maybe it can do that for me too. So don't overthink it. Keep it simple, KISS, right? Or keep it simple, stupid. You know, if we're going to be edgy. But let's move on to reaching out and following up. You know, these two kind of go hand in hand. You can't have one without the other, or if you do, you're not going to have a lot of success in your business. So once you get somebody who's willing to do the work, help them write their first few messages. You know, we work together so that, you know, that they're understanding why they're writing what they're writing. So when you're talking to somebody and you're having them say, hey, Susie, these products do X, Y, Z, and how have you been feeling about this? Explain to them why you're ending your message with a question. You know, that when you do that, people are more likely to continue the conversation, that you're putting the ball in her court and making sure she passes it back. And when you say, okay, so you reached out and they didn't respond, so let's follow up in a week, tell them why you're following up. Tell them, you know, think about your own life. It gets busy, you forget, you open a message, you mean to get back to it and you don't. You know, things happen. So let them know why you're following up and when you're in the timing reasons behind it, right? So maybe at first you follow up every, you know, twice a week, every 3 days. And then, you know, you're not getting good responses. So you space it out more and more and more. And you explain to them that it's just a timing thing and that it's about being persistent. And in between talking about Plexus, you build that relationship, but not giving up on them, because it does take 8 to 12 contacts about the product or the business in order to make a committing decision to either of those things. Encourage 3-way chats. This is a great way for you to model behavior right in front of them and train them so that they know what kind of verbiage to use when they're talking to someone. And you can talk to them behind the scenes if this is just a Facebook chat. You know, you can have them start the conversation, introduce you guys. And if you have questions, but you don't want to overload their friend, you can ask them behind the scenes what they already know, and then tell them why you're asking those questions and help them understand why you're taking the actions you are. And again, help them plan their follow-ups. Not only say, okay, we're going to do it in a week, but have them, you know, put it in their phone, write it in their calendar, whichever way is more effective for them. That way, nobody gets looked over, nobody falls through the cracks. Now, are you going to do it perfectly? Probably not. But if you do your very best, it'll go a whole lot better than not planning at all. So let's talk about creating a toolbox. We want to create simple systems that are duplicatable. And so you want to make a toolbox that you can almost hand off to each person on your team. So Maybe that includes message templates. Maybe you have a whole note section on your phone. You could give your new person a list of people you subscribe to on YouTube. That way, when you're not training them, or maybe when they're not at an event that your team's putting on, they can still be learning and know where to look for resources to educate them in the meantime. You can use a testimony group if this is available to your team, or if your team has one. Ours is called Gut Health and Happiness, and this is just a group full of Plexus testimonies, from weight loss to PCOS to migraines and everything in between. This is where they can find testimonies to use for third-party validation, to use for follow-ups, and it's something that they can share with their team. Another great tool are graphic groups. Similar to this, it's just a group where you share maybe Instagram and Facebook stories. You share graphics that you can send that are informational in a Facebook conversation, like in a DM. Tend to not post Pinterest graphics on our Facebook pages, because remember, we want to stay authentic, and most people don't have the time to just create a flat line in their day-to-day life, right? Like, those are really pretty pictures. The products are fantastic, but they look salesy and like a commercial or an advertisement in your own Facebook page when people go look at who you are. I'm on Plexus Freedom team, so we have resources. We have a team or a group page where we welcome people in, where we talk about where Zoom calls and the IDs are. What else do we have? There's flash giveaways. We celebrate rank ups. We celebrate new joins. And it's just a great community where people can connect, because Plexus's community is really like no other, especially if you're on a team that has prioritized this. It is unmatched in any other, network marketing company, any day-to-day 9-to-5 job. You definitely will not find it there. People love to be celebrated and recognized. And that is something that we value in this team and in this group. I mean, how often when you get a raise, is it a public thing? No, it's normally pretty hush-hush if it's acknowledged publicly at all. Here, you hit a new rank and you have 100 comments on your Facebook page or on your post, and everybody is celebrating you. You're feeling good. It's contagious. I mean, who doesn't love to be encouraged? So last but not least are Facebook collections. If you don't know how to do this, you can drop a comment, send me a message, Nicole Skokowski. I would love to help you. But most simply, it is a feature on Facebook where you can create albums of Facebook posts, kind of like a photo album on your phone. And so you can create a how to do Plexus collection, and you can add people to that. You can, save post ideas for later. You can save testimonies that you really like. So that way you have a specific PCOS, migraines, weight loss. You have those testimonies that you can refer back to and find very quickly, rather than going and searching them every single time. But keep in mind, these Facebook collections are concentrated resources that are often pulled, for me at least, from the testimony groups, from the graphic groups, from the Plexus Freedom team resources. So this is just another system that is easily duplicated. You may have to walk your person through this depending on their familiarity with all of these utensils, but it's something easy and it all fits here so that anybody can take it anywhere, right? That's the beauty of network marketing. So I touched on this earlier, but I think it's important and I want to come back to it. Be human and be authentic to you, but keep some things in mind. When you recruit somebody, when they say they're going to do the business, they are 99% of the time at most going to do half of what you do. Now you may, mine out and find a diamond in the rough, a rock star who just surpasses and goes above and beyond anything that you could set expectationally for them. But most people are going to do half of your effort. And that's only half of what they see you doing, like that meets the eye. Maybe you're doing stuff behind the scenes that they're not aware of. Keep in mind that if they can't see it, they probably will not match that part of your effort, or even half it. So also consider that if your actions are on the opposite end of this, if you're taking so much massive action for such extended periods of time that it's not sustainable for you, it will not be sustainable for your team. It will scare them, it will intimidate them, and they will quickly give up if they even attempt to try your massive action in the first place. So show grace for you, yourself, and your team. You're not going to have a perfect week or day or every week or every month, and neither are they. Remember, you are showing them the ropes, you're helping them find success, but you are not their boss. You are not responsible for their success. You are responsible for giving them the tools to create their own success. Just like your upline is not responsible for your success, no more are you for your downline. So be authentic in this, line of work. People are buying into us and who we are before they buy into our products or the opportunity. So consider that if you or your people are scared to take a specific action, whether it be because you've never done it before, because you're not very good at it, because you don't know how it's going to go, just know that that's completely normal and that growth happens outside of our comfort zone. So if you're always comfortable, you're probably never growing unless you're really comfortable with being uncomfortable, but that's probably not the case. So just keep building your belief, watch, diamond documentaries, watch training videos, read self-development books. Anything by John Maxwell is terrific. And you will build belief in yourself, in the products, and in the business. And that will allow you to have the gumption and confidence to push forward and do the hard or unknown things. So what is the difference between workers and leaders? It's very simple. Ownership. Workers are important and leaders will be developed from your workers because, like I said, business builders are not found, they are developed. And the same is true with workers. I mean, how many of your people that join your team for your products know there's a business opportunity that goes with it? How many of them come to you saying, hey, Nicole, I would love to build a 7-figure business. Will you show me how? I don't think I've had a single person do that. Maybe one. I had one girl who really wants to go Ruby, but they're not going to come to you. You're going to have to go to them. You're going to have to explain what's available to them and put it in terms that they're going to want to hear and understand. Don't tell them, if you go silver in 30 days, you're going to make $373. They don't know what silver is. $373 sounds great. So talk about that. Be like, listen, if you grab 3 of your friends, you're going to be more successful in your products. They're going to be more successful. You're both going to feel better and you can make almost $400. Now, if you made $400, what would you spend it on? Start visualizing it for them, help them understand that it's feasible, that it's something they can do. And then if their gears start turning and they start sounding interested, reassure them that they're not in it on their own, that they're not have to go figure this out on their own, that you're going to help them. You're going to go through this presentation. You're going to help them reach out. You're going to help them follow up. You're going to help them know how to post. And you're going to help them all along the way. And you're going to be their accountability partner. And that's how you develop leaders. You use these simple systems, send, share, invite, like I talked about earlier, sending a message and about the products, inviting them to an event of some sort. And I said that out of order. Sending a message, sharing the video, a resource, a testimony, whatever, and then inviting them to an event. That's a great way to follow up. It's a great system to teach. And it's one that goes especially well in 3-way chats. But I digress. Like I said, workers are important. They are developed. Business builders are developed and leaders are developed. And at each rank, you may find that you have a different team that takes you there. And that is completely normal. Just keep looking for your people. You never know when you're going to find them. So simple is duplicatable. And I just want to encourage you that when you start something new, when you try a different system, it's going to take anywhere from 1 to 3 to even 6 months for those results to really start showing up. You have to do them consistently for an extended period of time before the results are yielded. So when you start something new, don't get frustrated, give yourself grace. Remember, be human and trust the process, because as long as you are showing up and doing work consistently, your results are coming. The more work you do, the quicker the results. But any motion is forward motion. So that is all I have for you guys. I hope that you are having a great day. I hope this helped. And please share and send this to anyone that it could also benefit. Bye.